All admins know that installing free trials can be a mixed bag. The installs can take a whole lot longer than expected. They're kind of invasive and usually pretty frustrating. And that's exactly where we usually give up. But this is the official guide for how to install Nerdio Manager, and it's going to take us less than 5 minutes. Now, before we install Nerdio, you'll need to set up your Entra ID tenant, and then go over to the roles and administrators and search for Global Admin. You'll need those permissions to whatever user is doing the install. Then jump over to your Azure subscription, which also needs to be set up ahead of time. Then go to Access Control and View My Access. This user also needs owner rights on your subscription. Then on the left, scroll down to the resource providers and make sure that the Microsoft.desktop virtualization is already registered. Then you'll already need a virtual network existing, as well as whatever subnets are going to be used for AVD, Win365, or whatever else we're going to manage. And additional network security doesn't hurt either. Okay, now we're ready to deploy. So click the plus up there and search for Nerdio Manager. And we've got 2 versions here, the Enterprise or the MSP. Now, so we don't waste the time picking the wrong one here, I've asked ChatGPT for a side-by-side comparison so you can pause the video here if you need to read through it. When you've made your choice, pick the one that's right for you. And the install process is basically identical from here. Now, your plan has all of these details, but I do think it's easier if you click here to read it. Now, again, pause the video if you need more time to review, and then when you're ready, go ahead and create your plan. Select your subscription, and you're going to need an empty resource group to deploy everything. So I'll just make a new one here, and then you need to pick your region and click Next. Now there's going to be a whole lot of resources deployed, so to help you know which ones are actually related to the Nerdio Manager installation, it's got a name prefix here that'll be used for all these different resource types. So feel free to change the prefix just to match your naming standards. Click Next, and you can also configure private endpoints, which allows traffic from the Azure PaaS services to stay on the Azure network and not go out to the public internet. And this is also the best choice for your network security. But keep in mind that this is just for the Azure PaaS services. This will not give your VMs a backdoor to access the internet. Then just add your tags like any Azure expert would, and then click Next. Review everything here, make sure it's all good, and then go ahead and create. And this is going to take a couple minutes to run on its own. But once it's done, before you leave this page or do anything else, go to the outputs over on the left. This is the URL for Nerdio Manager. You'll want to bookmark this so you don't lose it, and then just open a new tab in your browser and go there. This is the second phase of the setup. Just copy this PowerShell script and click the button here to open the Cloud Shell, and then paste and let her rip. That'll finish in another couple minutes. Then you can go back to the web page and hit refresh on your browser. Now you should see this screen to grant admin consent, and just scroll down and hit allow. And this will give Nerdio all of the permissions it needs to run in your environment. Now click to register here and then just fill out the form with your info. Check off the services that you want to use, because that'll bring up a punch list of things that we need to do the final configuration for. And since I've selected everything, I'll start by configuring Intune. All of these are the permissions that Nerdio will have to manage Intune for you, no matter what kind of endpoints you have. Scroll down, and then you can set different device restrictions or user group restrictions if you want to, but I'll just let it do everything. And then when you're ready, click OK. Next is to link Nerdio to your existing virtual network and the subnets. Then we have stuff for your domain. Now, the Active Directory and Entra ID domain services really require all the same information here, starting with the name of your domain, along with a credential that has the permission to create new computer objects in your domain, and you can specify a specific OU if you need to. The other way to go is the Cloud Join method with Entra ID. Just don't forget to enroll with Intune so you can manage all that stuff. Then click OK. Finally, we have the file shares for FSLogix. Now you can skip this now if you want to and just add it later, but I'll want to use the latest version and then just add the UNC for the file share. Now by default, this will be using VHD locations unless you select to use Cloud Cache. And that has some other pluses and minuses, which you should learn about first. And if you do use Cloud Cache, then I recommend a second file share, probably in another region. Oh, and if you're using Entra ID Join, don't forget to check this box, otherwise it's not gonna work. Then click OK. Now, if you see this here, you'll wanna click on your tenant, scroll down to the bottom, click Accept, and then you can close this page, check the box, click OK, and congratulations, your free trial of Nerdio Manager is ready to go. So, what are you gonna do first? Well, you should probably click right here and see all the possibilities with Nerdio.